But the point is exactly the same point, right? It's mindset, right? You have a set of programming, self-limiting beliefs, and programming that make you operate. Every decision you make, right, comes from your programming. Where did you get your programming? Well, you probably got it from your parents. That's where most of us get our programming, right? Because you didn't get it from yourself. My first real estate coach for commercial was a guy by the name of George Ross. And George Ross is the author of maybe the greatest real estate deal ever done. He and Donald Trump bought a building, 40 Wall Street in Manhattan, for $1 million and turned around and made over $100 million on that deal. So that was a deal. And George personally took me to 40 Wall Street. We drove over there, walked through the building, right? And he's telling me the story about how they found the deal, negotiated the deal, financed the deals, decisions they made, exit strategies, money they made. Very inspirational. Having a guy that just made $100 million walk you through the building, tell you the story, very inspirational. And at the end of the day, he said, Phil, I know you do real estate. How do you do real estate? Show me your business plan. And I laid out my business plan. I said, well, I do marketing. I find motivated sellers. I use different strategies to monetize my marketing, blah, 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 blah. A lot of you know my business plan, right? So it's flipping houses, right? And he's looking at my business plan. He's like, wow, I've been coaching people for years, right? And on how to be real estate investors. And they always show me their plan. And I've looked at a million plans, and now I'm looking at your plan. I got to tell you, of all the plans I've ever seen, this is the most perfect plan I've ever seen. I'm like, really? It's like, it's flawless. It's like, it's perfect. I'm like, really? In fact, let me tell you something. You have the exact same real estate business plan as Donald Trump. And I'm like, really? Right? He said, yep. The only difference is that when we fill out the contract, we add 3 extra zeros. But other than that, it's exactly the same. He wasn't kidding. His point was I was doing everything right, but just at the wrong level. Because whether you're flipping huts or houses or apartment buildings or skyscrapers, it's the same thing. You're using other people's money. It's the same basic strategies. It's how many zeros you add to the contract. But I had a self-limiting belief. It didn't seem like such a big deal to me to flip a house that was $100,000 or $300,000 or $500,000. That didn't seem like a big deal to me. But for some reason, right, flipping a building that's $40 million, that seemed like a big deal to me. But it wasn't any different. It was his point. It was just adding a couple of zeros when you fill out the contract. I'm pretty sure that if I grew up in a third world country and I lived in a hut and I was a rice farmer making $5,000 a year, right, the concept of buying a house for $150,000 would be mind-blowing. I couldn't get my head wrapped around that concept. Now, my guess is for all of you, buying a house for a couple $100,000 is no big deal. You've probably all done it already. But the point is exactly the same point, right? It's mindset, right? You have a set of programming, self-limiting beliefs, and programming that make you operate. Every decision you make, right, comes from your programming. Where did you get your programming? Well, you probably got it from your parents. That's where most of us get our programming, right? Because you didn't get it from yourself. Unless you're God, there's no way you can know everything, right? You can't know what's right, wrong, good, bad. It didn't come from you. It came from your environment. For most of us, our parents. Not a bad set of programming, because out of programming they gave you growing up, right, got you from here to about here. For most people, around the level of their parents. But programming is like a thermostat. It gets set to a certain temperature. And once you get up to that temperature, what does it do? It locks you in.
Come meet us live and become a real estate investor with us. Make money, grow, and help the community as well. So this is what I love to do every day as a real estate investor. I love to connect with you throughout our social media, and I love to make money with you as well.